much like the flex zone, it's a staple of every Monday night. But we always got to get a little goofy. And this man right here, no one does it better. Cravante's Goofy of the Week. D, insert your laugh.
What the hell was that?
Oh, man.
D, we miss you, man.
Oh, man. Great.
I tried to give him the crust of the clown.
I don't know what the hell that was.
It was the crust of the clown.
That was no damn Krusty the Clown.
It was crust of the clown, damn it.
No, it wasn't.
Then you give me a crust of the clown.
No, you're
Goofy. That does sound like Krusty. These are this is the Goofies of the Week. Sponsored by the Flex Zone.
Shut up.
I don't know how long he expects me to keep going with him. I guess he don't want me to do this at all.
You know what?
Appreciate you guys for giving me a couple minutes to let me tell you what I thought was goofy for this week. Over the past 2 weeks, whatever comes to mind. One that was brought to my attention. Oh, I'm sorry. I have 2 cards here. Green card and the red card. The green card is low level goofy. The red card is high level goofy. The green card is it could be funny. We could toy around with it, and hopefully it doesn't get worse. But that red card, that goofy red card, it's egregious. It's out of line. It's out of pocket. We need to discuss this. We need to address this. Get it together.
Are you gambling or something? The way you
listen, because I want y'all to pay attention to the cards. I want you to pay attention.
Everybody asks about the cards. That's
I want
why.
you to pay attention to the cards I'm talking about.
Angela says we need to whistle, by the way. Yes, we do miss the whistle.
Yeah. We ain't had to miss whistle in about a month.
I don't miss that damn whistle. No, keep that away. Keep that.
Anyway, green card. We're gonna start low. So I just brought to my attention that Cam Newton was flying.
Hold on, hit it one time for them people.
Cam.
Oh, Cam
Newton was flying Southwest. I guess we'll just start there. He's flying. He's flying.
Hey man, shout out to those 2 free check bags and those lovely free snacks. Southwest baby, send free stuff because we need buddy passes.
I love him for. Let me just give a quick shout out to Southwest for the free drink. Because shoot, when I get my miniature honey jack, I tell you, I appreciate y'all.
What?
Yeah, you can bring miniatures. You can bring as many miniatures with you as you want.
And Dre is the king of the miniatures, by the way.
Fool. This is the Goofies of the Week.
I don't even want to know how. Whatever.
Yeah, see, look, even
why you not? Why?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, you can bring miniatures with you because
If y'all didn't know, Goofies of the Week could also be very goofy.
yeah,
And informative.
Quite informative.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
you can't bring the flask, but you can bring as many miniatures with you as
This changes everything.
It changes everything.
Changes
Bro,
everything.
it changed my life.
Anyway,
Well, that's nice.
back to Cam Newton. Cam Newton's flying Southwest, and apparently he asked the guy, another patron of Southwest, to remove himself out of the seat because Dwight Howard is 7 feet tall, and he needed more leg room. Offered him $1,500 of them fangs, $1,500, and the guy said no. The guy said no. Okay? Now, there's a couple goofy things happening here. First of all, he must have really had somewhere to be to turn down $1,500 extra. Well, not extra dollars because you probably would have to pay for. He would have to repay for his tickets. But $1,500, I'm sure your Southwest tickets ain't cost $1,500.
Oh no, it's just the change seat.
I'm like, to change seats. So he wasn't getting off the plane. Oh! You extra goofy. There was seats on the plane? Oh, no, I was just shooting because I was going to just get on Dwight Howard for Flying Southwest coach. Because it's not...
You Cam Newton.
I'm sorry, Cam Newton.
Somebody said snakes on the plane.
Oh, maybe.
We're not doing this! Cam Newton, I'm sorry. Because I was going to just get on Cam Newton for being in coach. Because that's what it sounded like he was bending. But the guy, you turn on $1,500 extra dollars.
He's the goofy.
Because now you talking about not get off the plane. That's $1,500 extra dollars. What's up, baby? Was it a window seat? It doesn't sound like it was a window seat. It sounded like more of an aisle seat to me. Dang, I was gonna give it to Cam Newton, but I'll give it to that whoever that guy was. You extra. You had seats on the plane. You dumb. You go. Yeah, because Southwest, you don't. It's not assigned seat.
No, it's not.
Look at that.
Say whatever you want.
Dang, you about goofy as they come. Never mind. Cam Newton, you get a pass this one time. You get a one-time pass. Dang. I was prepared to go in on Cam. I was prepared to go in on Cam Newton.
I would took that.
$1,500, bro. And I don't have to get off the plane because you know how Sometimes they say, "All right, guys, we'll offer you a hotel stay, some cash,
$250 voucher.
Right. If you get off, if you let somebody, because we're overbooked, you know, stuff like
Spirit.
that. Stuff like that.
Right,
They
I'm
offer
gonna
you,
start
they
on
offer
Spirit.
you peanuts and a bottle of their finest water.
Let us know your
Spirit
bad
don't
airline
offer-
experience, by the way.
Spirit don't offer you a
Anyway.
damn thing.
Moving on. I'm gonna up the ante a little bit. Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay.
Baseball team. I don't know if y'all heard, but there's talks of them actually playing in 2 different locations, even 2 different countries in the future. First of all, your team ain't that damn good to be playing in 2 different cities. You making 2 different cities look bad. You make 2 different countries look bad. You go to Montreal. Montreal's a very beautiful place.
You've been there a few times, right?
I've been there quite a few times. I usually go around 4th of July. Very, very beautiful place.
You going this year?
4th of July is during the week. I can't. I usually go when 4th of July is like close to a weekend. But how dare you mess with that city and have the Tampa Bay Rays come to your town and bring nothing of any value to that town? Tampa Bay is in Tampa Bay for a reason.
You've been to Florida frequently recently.
I've been to Florida quite often, but Tampa Bay is not attractive, and that's probably why they're trying to up the ante with themselves, but going to somewhere else. But why? You just make another place less attractive.
You don't like Tampa Bay?
I haven't been, but I'm just saying, as a baseball town,
Oh.
as a baseball city, no, they just don't do it for me. But in general, Florida sports teams generally don't do it for me. But I'm trying to figure out what's the benefit of playing the U. And that's amateur because they don't get paid. But
Allegedly.
Maybe back in the day.
But I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's the actual point? Like, because I feel like that's way more travel. You have to build a whole nother stadium that you're going to only use half the time. I feel like this is not a good business decision because in either direction, whether you talk about Tampa Bay or Montreal, you're only going to be there half the time. It's already low as far as attendance is, but now you're only playing there half the year. So that means that those are home games. You got to split the home games now.
I think
You already splitting the home games because you got home and away, but then you got to split the home games again because you playing in another country.
I think for me, the biggest takeaway is the effect that it would have on the players. Because now you gotta put in my contract about residency.
Yeah,
Because I shouldn't have to pay to be in 2 different cities.
absolutely. I agree. I absolutely agree. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's too many expenses in this ordeal to even consider it. Like, I think this is quite goofy. Like, I get the NFL, trying to do the whole London thing, but I don't think they'll be going back and forth. They would just put a team over in London and like, all right, y'all be over there. Not you be in Cincinnati and then in London. Like, no, you be in Nebraska and be in London, like a team would go to Nebraska. But anyway, I think it's very, 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 very goofy and not lucrative. I feel like whoever's in charge of this, like, stop. I feel like you wouldn't even, you don't okay this. Last but not least, Gerald McCoy was recently on, I believe, Undisputed.
You done got my attention now.
Gerald,
Unflex.
You give his ass the goofy of the week. You give
He's
it to
gonna
him.
say donkey of the
No,
day.
He give me the goofy of the week. You give it to him, baby. He deserves it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, give him that donkey.
Give him that damn
So
donkey.
he recently was on Undisputed, and he's also recently he left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Oh, he's cut.
And okay.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
left. I'll give him benefit of the doubt.
Mutually
Cut. Never mind.
parted-
Mutually parted ways. I hate that. He was cut. And he's playing for the Panthers now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Same
And
with Cam.
and they're right out there.
Don't fly Southwest if you that big.
Let me see. Where was I going? So, and after that, they signed Ndamukong Suh.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Tampa Bay signs Ndamukong Suh, and they used the number he had. Now, Gerald McCoy's whole situation is that he felt as though it was disrespectful that they gave up his number, I guess, so fast. But in his explanation, he was saying, like, there was other greats, and we all know Tampa Bay, the great defenders that's come through Tampa Bay. Ronnie Barber, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp. The list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
John Lynch.
Yeah, right. And I guess he felt like he was among them greats. So, and his number shouldn't have been touched. And I was like, brother, they let you go. What did you really do for Tampa Bay to warrant
the playoffs?
to warrant them not using your number?
He didn't do a damn thing.
Exactly.
And did Tampa Bay make the playoffs in any of his years?
I don't know. Somebody fact check that, but I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Nope.
He's been in the league since what, 2010-ish? So around that time. He's been in the league quite a bit. I don't remember Tampa Bay making the playoffs in the past.
Maybe one of those years when Josh.
They didn't make it then.
No, they didn't make it.
I said I feel like he thought too much of himself, and I'm all for having high self-esteem, baby. Don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted. But brother, you not a Warren Sapp type player. You're not a game changer. You're not a defensive monster. You're not that good.
You're a Pro Bowler though.
You're a Pro Bowler. But what is that really?
I don't know.
What is that really? but how much is that? Like, there's been many a Pro Bowl defenders, but to think your NAM number should be retired,
I
or
think,
should be untouched, especially when they bring in somebody that's better than you.
I think the Ravens are now extremely happy they didn't sign this goofball.
No.
Because the other
they
that fool
really
was
want. No. They offered this fool double the money, and he still went.
He's
to the
goofy for not going to the Ravens or the Browns and playing for a contender.
And you know what? He said he wanted to be on the number one defense. Dummy, we're on the number one defense. What are you doing?
Or at least go to the Browns. They got a good defense too. They contenders.
I don't understand.
Not the Panthers.
I don't understand. Like, what is the benefit of going to the Panthers? I feel like
Finish
that was.
third.
I felt
Finish the same spot you probably finished.
Because he wanted to play his old team. That
But
was his only
what?
motivation.
Like, how childish is that?
It's stupid. It's the Dez Bryant.
Like you gonna lose out. You lose out on money. You losing out on prime years of being a contender to play your own organization twice a year. And is your team even? It's better than Tampa Bay, but would you beat them? Would you even beat them? Is you guaranteed that you beat them twice a year? Jerry McCoy, why? Like, what is all this really for? And I felt like he thought too highly of that number too. It was just all around goofy. Like, he thought that he was a Derrick Brooks, Warren Sapp. He's one of those game-changing defenders when your organization hasn't done nothing, absolutely nothing.
That's
So
right.
where is the disrespect of all of all the much disrespect I've seen organizations show players? This isn't one of them. Jerry McCoy, you are the top goofy of the week. Trust me. So
is everybody ready this week?
no. Cam Newton, and I mixed them up because I said Dwight Howard, but Cam.
Well, that's another goofy.
He's
He's not goofy this week.
He's a goofy for another reason, but not this week. It was Cam Newton.
The guy who didn't take that money from Cam Newton.
That was green. Tampa Bay Rays, trying to be in two different countries, making half the money, and Gerald McCoy. Those y'all are my goofies of the week. Get it together, and of course, you know how I like to end it. There's a thin line between goofy and great, and y'all are on the wrong end of it. Get it together.
Especially
Gerald McCoy, how dare you?
Especially Gerald McGoofy.
Yeah, and
You had opportunity, man. For what? What is all this for?
Damn, Angela said she didn't know who he was till the Ravens mentioned him.
Damn.
Idiot. Damn, he's actually a good player, but
Guess what? Michael Pierce is still better than you, and he's damn near 50 pounds
Fat.
heavier
You
than
mean Fat Albert?
Bastard.
Fat. Do it, Fat Albert. Hey. That's what we call him, Fat Albert, baby.
Look, on this show, we will not have anything Bill Cosby affiliated.
Oh,
You
God.
get off me, man!
Oh gosh. Oh,
That's
boy.
goofy.
Hold on, Raj. Hit it for him. What do you do?
You know, the Jello pudding is Andre's hair.
Oh.
The white chocolate is all going on.
Why are you touching my hair, man?
I love it. I love it.
Take my belt off.
It's time for the debate of the day while he
It's
undoes.
time for me to get out of here.
Did they announce the MVP yet? But
Yeah.
you know who wins MVP?
No.
James Harden, Paul George, Greek Freak, or
No, but Rudy Gobert got the
Oh,
defensive player of the
Kawhi.
year.
Oh, why is Kawhi Leonard up here? He wasn't the finalist.
He was?
He wasn't.
Oh, okay.
he was a Finals MVP. Even though it should have been
He was
Van
a-
Fleet.
Well,
He was the finals
Van-
MVP.
Should have been Van Fleet.
Van
I
Vliet.
had to throw somebody else in there. Because, I mean, they did win the chip.
He barely played.
I know.
They won
He
the
missed 22 games.
That's okay.
If you win a championship, it don't matter.
And that's what y'all want. This is what y'all Lakers fans want. Somebody's gonna quit on you
Oh, Lord.
and create a new term
Yeah,
for
just
22
start.
games.
Here we go.
Y'all
That's
did
for
that.
you, D.
Come on, come
For
on.
I did that.
this imaginary wolf pack with
Like
only
I did
2
that.
players
Like
on your
Brady.
roster.
Like
Who
Brady.
gonna start at point guard? Dre?
Like
Who gonna start a shooting guard?
Like-
Raj?
like
Who
Skip-
gonna be your center? You, D? Huh? How the hell y'all gonna win that championship with that?
Like,
Cravante the 6th man?
Hey, come on,
Right,
bitch,
right.
baby.
Look,
Right, man,
Look,
right,
look,
man.
look.
Yeah, that's him.
You could put LeBron at the 4, AD at the 5. The answers to your questions right there.
Lord, LeBron.
Kuzma at the 3.
No, Kuzma probably at the.
Yeah. He'd be at the 3.
Yeah.
Unless you gonna play the 2. We're gonna really insert you into this job.
He's gonna be on the bench.
You can put me at the 3 and Kuzma because I need Kuzma at he needs to be at one of them guard positions, please.
Listen, LeBron going, even though y'all put him at the 4, he gonna be the 1.
Well, we talked about the MVP, James Harden, Paul George, Greek Freak are number 2. I don't know why he's on here. But Cravante, you was the James Harden guy.
Yes. James Harden, I still stick by this. And like I said, if Greek Freak win it, I get it. I completely understand. Like he's one of the best defenders and one of the best scorers as far as efficiency. And we really didn't see his inefficiencies until the playoffs when we found out, oh, he doesn't have a jump shot. It kind of went under the wayside because he kept getting to the basket so easily. But anyway, regular season. So I get it why Greek Freak would win it, but I kept counting the times James Harden went for 50, went for 60, had 2 50-point triple doubles, brought his team back from 11-14, and I'm sure the other side of the argument would be that, all right, how they get down 11-14. But
Carmelo.
it's a
Hey, he wasn't on the
way
team.
to bring this guy up.
He wasn't on the team.
He might be a Laker.
I wouldn't mind it. Come off the bench.
This time I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. $5,000. You can come.
Shut up.
You give him that 1,500 cams, we can do.
Hey, you get $5. You can come.
No, gosh.
$5.
$5.
Get that Jimmy's gift card you got in here while
Hey, you got a brother.
Anyway, James Harden went on a tear, and it became box office. Solely him, because his second, third, and fourth best teammate missed multiple games. All missed double-digit games. But he was the one person that stood pretty tall. And he even got a signature when he used to travel / step back. I still don't know, depending on if he decided to dribble or not. But he's one of those rare players where it didn't matter what you did. You couldn't stop him. Could you stop him? Who stopped him?
This is all I'm hearing.
Golden State did.
Whenever I hear the name James Harden,
I think that was more of an internal thing. But yeah, that's why I went with James Harden. But I mean, there's a bunch I can say for Greek Freak too. But I'm gonna go with James Harden.
Dre.
look, I know I put some of these people's names down, but obviously the Greek Freak. James Harden, until you show me, I know the regular season is different.
Then that's irrelevant. You can't say nothing about that. Then it's irrelevant than what you about to say.
But Jesus, man. I mean, it's like this dude shows up solely for the regular season and then acts like he doesn't know the game of basketball when playoff time comes around.
It wasn't his fault this year. Granted, it wasn't his fault this year.
It's always his fault.
It wasn't his fault. Oh, wait. Well, yes, it is always his fault because he's a superstar. Superstars always get blamed, but it wasn't his fault this year.
But I mean, to a degree, if you want to share the blame, Mike D'Antoni gotta go too.
Chris Paul too. Chris Paul. Listen,
Blow it
everywhere,
all up.
right. Everywhere Chris Paul goes, there's a problem.
Burn it down.
Everywhere he goes, it's a problem, yo.
Paul George, I don't know why you in this conversation either.
No, he went well. He was a finalist. He did well for a time, but unfortunately, he ran to Russell Westbrook.
Wait, whose fault was that?
His.
This goofy.
You know what?
His-
He actually should have signed with the Lakers. I will agree with that.
This goofy sitting up there smoking cigars and whatnot with Westbrook. Like, come on.
Westbrook.
Hey, they're friends. They're friends.
Hey, it's Westbrook.
He's his best
Say his
friend.
name right. Westbrook.
Sadly, OKC may be
And-
getting jumped in the standings.
And I put Kawhi on there just to kind of mix it up.
Kawhi.
Without a shadow of a doubt, hands down, it's the Greek Freak. Yes, James Harden put up phenomenal numbers, but the Greek Freak he leveled up, and that's why to me he's the MVP. I mean, he showed what he could do in the regular season. In the playoffs, they made a good push. I think that if he improves his game, man,
Keep working out with Kobe. You'll be fine.
Sky's the limit for this guy.
Keep working out with Kobe.
I agree.
To me, there's nothing that this guy can't do. We talk about
Can't shoot.
No, he can't shoot. That's his
I
biggest
know. I'm
issue.
saying if he develops,
He got better though.
I'm saying
shooting.
if he
Yeah,
develops
yeah.
his shooting, I'm saying there's nothing that he
I
can't
agree.
do.
I
Because I mean, you got a guy who, I mean, he has the you know, the length of like a KD, but like the strength of like a LeBron. It's like really, it's really insane what he can do on a
Yes.
basketball court.
I agree.
So for him, if he can just improve his shooting, sky's the limit for him. But he really improved and he really took his team up a notch this year. And I just feel like if he can just improve that shooting ability, I mean, because his team was up 2-0 in that playoff series.
They were.
Like people do forget
And it
that.
could have been a 3-0.
It's because not nothing to put in. It's during the playoffs.
They should have won it, series.
I agree. They should
But
have.
but I think one thing they need to stop, what Milwaukee needs to stop doing is, and maybe Giannis need to stay away from the 3-point line, because they kept giving him the ball at the 3-point line and expecting him to create. But when
Or
folks
drive to the basket each and every single time.
each and every single
Each and
time,
every
but
single
but
time.
when you got some defenders and a team that plays really good defense to box him in, we saw how ineffective he was.
Yep.
But like Dre was saying, if he could get that jump shot going, then he can pump fake, go around.
That's also
But there's no pump fake because it's like I don't believe it. I don't believe in that shot.
That's
You know what I'm
also
saying?
bad coaching though too. I mean,
I agree.
because they didn't adjust to it.
I agree. I
They
agree.
lost sophomore them games.
For straight.
I'll
They
admit,
go four straight.
He did get out coached by a rookie.
I agree. And but I felt as though it was a simple adjustment.
I did too.
Greek, just go out on the block. You're close to the basket. That's less dribbling you have to do.
To us, it was a simple adjustment. To him, I guess that was trigonometry or something.
Yeah,
Like,
brain fart.
Oh.
Just get out on the block, yo.
Well, you already know who my MVP is. I've been saying it. I've been banging this drum. It's Kawhi. Psych. I'm just playing. It's not Kawhi. But it is the Greek Freak. I mean, the Greek Freak. I mean, he took his team up. What was it? 7th place? Was it 7th place the year before this? When
Something
they
like
played
that.
Boston.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. They was in 7th place. They went to the number 1 seed this year. Kawhi improved. I mean, not Kawhi. Sorry.
He's thinking about.
The Greek Freak improved his game tremendously. He just has to, like Dre said, has to work on his jump shot. Defensively, he's pretty good, and the team around him is great. But I thought he propelled them to the number 1 seed. They fell short of Kawhi and his boys. But next year, I'm gonna say it right now. Next year they're going to the finals, man. They're gonna find a way to get to the finals next year. And hopefully, Chris Middleton comes back.
Well, I would say, they have a lot of people that's not under contract
I
anymore.
think Middleton,
So-
Lopez,
so
Brogdon.
It's a lot of people.
They ain't
that
bringing all 3 back.
I would say because they got to pay all
They
3.
were at the max 1. They just maxed out Bledsoe.
And
They're gonna have to pay Greek Freak in a couple
Yeah,
years.
and they're saying what Lopez may come to the Lakers.
I can see that.
I would say Lopez
I
could
think
go
that-
somewhere and do some
I'll tell you.
damage.
I mean, yeah, you can come back to the Lakers. That's fine with me. But I still think they're gonna find a way to get to the finals next year. I don't believe in Philly just yet. If Jimmy Butler goes back to Philly, then yeah, they have a shot too. But I mean, the sky's the limit for Milwaukee, man. They right here. They're actually right there.
No, they're there. They're
knocking on the door.
60 wins is nothing to sneeze
Nothing
at.
to sneeze at.
Nothing to sneeze at. So
Real
he
quick.
had a hell of a year. If he gets it, it's well deserved.
Any
I at least like
sleepers?
it.
Any sleepers for maybe next year's MVP that aren't on this list? We had Paul George, James Harden, Greek Freak.
I know one.
Number 2.
I know one.
Oh gosh.
LeBron.
You know what? I was actually about to say that too.
That's a
I
sleeper.
would say, well, if we talking about sleepers, how about AD?
AD.
I would say.
I can't do that. I
I
can't
mean,
do
off
that.
the top
Be
of my
careful
head,
there. Don't throw it the wrong side.
No. I'm not
off,
trying to do that.
off the top of my head, LeBron is definitely going to be up in that mix. I say, don't be surprised if Steph Curry isn't in the mix either. I think Steph Curry, with
He gonna have to.
Clay being gone, he's
Facts.
going
He's
to
going to
have to
Facts.
put up those type of numbers that he was putting up when he was a 2-time MVP. So those are 2 guys that just come off the top of my head right now.
James Harden and Greek Freak will be in the conversation.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
oh,
I'm pretty
because
sure there's
Greek
more.
Freak and James Harden will be in the conversation for at least the next 5 years.
And probably maybe Westbrook if he keep averaging triple doubles.
Just do the Birdman.
I think they're looking at that as an overrated thing.
Just gotta do the Birdman hand rub,
I-
Sleeper, Damon Lillard.
Think so?
Jokic.
Sleep. We're talking
Jokic.
sleepers. We're talking about
Jokic with the Nuggets. They could be number one seed.
No, Dame's been like under the radar, like in the conversation.
Yeah, he's dormant.
And
He's
I
dormant
think-
when it
and I
comes to the
think-
MVPs.
And I think this year in the playoffs, you're like, okay, Portland's a team to really look out for.
And they're getting pieces.
They
They're
not
getting
gonna-
pieces.
And they don't call him Dame Dollars for nothing. Like he's proven like
And he can rap.
why he's
I
one.
was
of
just
the
about to say,
best
and he's a rapper.
And he's a rapper.
Jokic and Jamal Murray. If they number one seed, both could be in the conversation.
Maybe.
Episode 225 in the books, people.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Zay.
Yes.
Dre.
Mm-hmm.
And the birthday guy.
Oh,
Rod
okay.
Styles.
Hold up, before we go. Giannis did win the MVP.
Okay.
So yes,
Giannis
yes.
won.
Well deserved.
That
Well
happened,
deserved.
baby.
Are you excited about that? Your boy?
Of course I am.
Congrats to
Well
the
deserved.
Greek
Of
Freak.
course he
Keep
is.
working out with
Congrats
Kobe.
to the Greek
Do exactly what he does on the court. And if you want to, shoot up the club off the court. Because congrats to Kobe. He had another daughter, his fourth one.
Good
He
Lord,
trying to get that
another
son.
daughter?
Yeah, just had it.
Sheesh.
It's unfortunate.
Man.
But keep working out with Kobe.
I guess he was a
Let's
player
show you what
back
you
in the
need.
day.
Shout out to Wyman over there behind the boards. I don't know if you can look it up. There he is over
Hey,
there.
Wyman.
Shout out to the
Good.
people in there. Shout out to everybody on Facebook Live watching, tuning in, showing love, liking, subscribe, like us, follow us, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.com/theflexon1. We'll be back next Monday. And D will be back.
He will?
Blow the whistle.
Yes. You sure?
Raj, it's your birthday. What's the move, man?
Oh, the move is Fridays. That's what the move is.
Ain't shooting up.
Hey, hey,
Fridays to sleep.
I got him on a shot, baby. Yes,
No,
yes,
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 No,
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 yes.
Shot,
Never.
shot.
Until
shot,
next
shot,
week,
shot.
we go.
Shots.
Peace.
Happy birthday, Og!
Hey!
Ugg man.
Yeah, that's him.
Yes.
Let's get it.